Hello, I'm Dan Hawkins, House Majority Leader of the Kansas House of Representatives, and this is our last segment in our series on K through 12 education. As in the last three segments, I have Representative Kristey Williams from Augusta. She's the chair of K through 12 budget. And as I said in our first segment, and you're going to see it in the last segment, she may be the most passionate person about making sure our kids are truly educated here in Kansas. Kristey, we went through all of the different pieces of House Bill 2119, but one nagging question out there is always, there are going to be some people who do not agree with this bill simply because there's some school choice in there. And it could be schools, it could be teachers, who knows who all may have a problem with it. What do you say to those people so they understand that this is not necessarily the boogeyman that they might think?
Yeah, great question. A lot of people are afraid of change and they fear anything that's different. And of course, we want our schools to be fully funded. That is a priority. Kansas does have great public schools. We want to maintain public schools. But I am of the opinion that when you help kids that are not succeeding in our public schools, then you help all of our communities, whether we're a rural community or a large urban area. Help the children and you help our workforce, you help our families, you raise the bar completely. I also believe that school choice is not a threat to public schools for so many reasons. But one reason is, the old adage that, a rising tide lifts all boats. I agree. When the kids are finding ways to succeed that are not traditional and new programs are being tried, then the public schools are going to catch that fire and that energy, and they're going to start to elevate their programs and try new things and not stick with the status quo. The worst thing we could do is just keep on doing what we're doing and pouring more money into the same pot without really evaluating, changing it up, and challenging ourselves.
You said in a much more eloquent way the same thing I have said to many people is that when you have some form of choice, people have a choice, then public school does elevate itself. Public school, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. When you have competition, when you have other organizations that are going to bring goods and services that may be better than what you have, you elevate yourself and you become better with your product. You offer a better product. And so that's exactly what you said. You just said it a lot better than I did.
Yeah, I firmly believe that. And some people, they think, well, if you have school choice, you're going to be giving some money to private schools, and some of those may be religious. A couple things I always say is we're never giving money to private schools. We are funding children. We need to focus on children and their learning. And the second thing I would say is that right now the public schools have a monopoly on education. There are no options for parents with children that are struggling. And so we want to give them hope. We want to give them options, and the best way to have separation of church and state is not to have this huge, gigantic government. And that means allow some other options for students when it comes to their education.
Absolutely. And as you can see, Representative Kristey Williams may be one of the more passionate, maybe the most passionate person about the kids here in the State House. She has led this committee for several years. And as you can see, she has a really good command of the issue and what she's trying to do. All we need to do is make sure that we get this done to where we get the kids career ready or post-secondary school ready to where they can go to college and be successful. So I hope this series has helped you understand what we're doing here on House Bill 2119. With that, stay tuned. We'll have some more issues come up that we'll want to get some videos on. But for now, I want to thank Kristey Williams for being here and doing such a good job of giving you the reasons why House Bill 2119 is absolutely necessary and needs to be passed. Thank you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.